When it comes to practical communication, Danny, I've noticed that a lot of people, especially coming from the IT industry, they're brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
They are very knowledgeable, technical knowledge, 10 out of 10. But
Yep.
the minute you put them on the spot and ask them to explain what they're doing or what they did, so many of them struggle to translate whatever they've worked on to just basic English sentences. And again, some of them I agree that the cultural background is different and what they grew up learning was different, language issues, accent issues, but even the basic communication skills, not the language, but just communicating is tough for such people. So, what would you suggest to such kind of brilliant people who struggle to explain what they do in simple terms?
So I have a policy, Sheikha. I take my job seriously. I don't take myself too seriously because I ain't all that, and neither are you. And if you think you're all that, kindergarten for a week, the little ones will set you straight. When I taught kindergarten, I had a little girl, LaShonda, raised her hand one day. I'm like, LaShonda, question. She's like, Miss Purcell, when are you going to trim your nose hair? I'm like, this afternoon. Thanks for bringing that to my attention, LaShonda. I ain't all that. I work, Coach Jimmy and I, we work with a lot of Silicon Valley companies with like engineering teams. And so let's just say engineers tend to be more introverted and they're not very good at explaining concepts, like you say, to a general audience. They're more inside. And so I have a habit. All of my clients that I work with, whether it's the person or the company, I always change the name because I believe in discretion. My business partner, Coach Jimmy, he names everybody we name, but I believe in discretion. So we were working with, I was working with this Indian engineer, and he's brilliant. He has an incredible presentation, but he had a very difficult time connecting with his audience. And he's like, Danny, please, you have to make me funny, make it so the audience loves me. And so all we did is, he has a very difficult name to pronounce. And so he starts his presentation now. He says, hello, my name is Shubunakar Majahadeen. Gee, I sure hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And I'm not trying to get him to become a stand-up comedian. I'm trying to give him a self-deprecating line that's going to get the audience to grin and nod like, oh, this guy doesn't take himself too seriously. Now, in terms of simplifying your speech, that's what the greatest communicators do, is they take complex concepts and they simplify them. If you look at some of the greatest scientists of our time, Albert Einstein, he used visualization when he was describing the speed of light. If you look at Richard Feynman, was in order to explain to Congress how the space shuttle blew up, he did a demonstration with a glass of water and a pencil. I mean, that's the teaching skill. I mean, this is why I find it hugely beneficial that I taught for so many years, all age levels, because it taught me there's a way to simplify these concepts. I learned long ago, what works with a 12th grader does not necessarily work with a kindergartner, but what works with a kindergartner works with all age levels. And so if you can make it fun and easy to understand, it's not denigrating your expertise. What it's doing is edifying your audience and showing them, hey, you can do this too. And what you're trying to do is to create as big a tent as possible. All of you can come along with me. That's really what you're trying to do in any presentation.